I don't like wasting my time. I think you led a bad team. I think the dynamics of the team is terrible at the moment, listening to everybody. I think that you missed an opportunity of 1.1 million. You got no orders at all. So, Frederick, with regret, you're fired.
So you go to the boardroom with a change of clothes. And also, we're put under extreme pressure. There's lots of cameras on us, and you're saying you have 2 minutes to prepare a pitch about a product that you made yesterday.
Who were the worst, women or men? No, I'm not pointing anyone specific, just generally.
The worst at what?
Just the worst at like bringing bad energy to the whole place.
The girls had more beef than the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls are more spicy. You've just come off the Apprentice.
Yeah, man. I just got fired, bro.
You're fired. What's happening, my bro?
I'm good. As good as I can be. I just got fired.
I know. You're supposed to be crying.
I know.
I'll tell you one thing, though. You held your integrity in there. You know, that's one thing I noticed. Like, there was no messing around with you. You just, you kept it real.
100%. And
you didn't throw anyone under the bus. Because there were a few people that sneaky shit was going on, right? It made me laugh. You know what? Your face reactions, there could be memes behind that. Bro, that when someone tried to throw you under the bus a few times, you're like what? Where did you come from? And then yeah?
That happened so much because a lot of the times it would just catch me by surprise.
Yeah.
We would have a disagreement in the task, and then we would sort it out.
Yeah.
And I would think, okay, it's sorted. Or sometimes on the task, we even agreed.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden in the boardroom, it's like, Frederick, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So definitely keeps you on your toes.
So let me ask you this, right? Because everyone knows who you are. You're a star on The Apprentice, right? So what was the reason you even went in there? What was the reason?
It's a great question. So the truth is that I applied for season 18. And and I didn't get on. I was a reserve.
Okay.
So went through 3 months of auditions, didn't get on. At the time, I had a small athletics club. And the reason I applied then was really and truly to just inspire people.
You had an athletics club?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So I wasn't actually running my public speaking training company at the time.
Yeah.
And I went on there really just to inspire people when I went for season 18. Because I just thought, imagine if this kid who moved to this country, 11 years old, didn't speak any English, would then get on The Apprentice. So I just applied, and I saw someone that I knew got on the season 17.
Right.
And I said, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So I just applied. And I got really far. I got to the reserves. And for context, this year there were some people that were reserves and made it. So reserves usually do make it. But just my luck, the year I was a reserve, didn't make it.
Yeah, it just goes to show that you got to continually just push through, innit?
Have to.
Follow-ups.
Follow-ups, exactly. It's a business principle.
Yeah.
And then the BBC said, look, you're not going to get on, but we do like you, so come again next year. We can't guarantee you a place.
Yeah.
And then I just thought, just my luck. Imagine if I apply again and then I actually make it second time round.
Yeah.
So the reason was the same. The reason why I actually went on The Apprentice was just to inspire people and to show them. I don't like saying you can achieve great things, you can achieve your dreams. I like to show people visibly, and hopefully I was able to do that.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this. So you know that guy actually we'll come back onto that. So you know when you apply for Apprentice, what's the quick process? What do you do?
It's a very long process. So you apply for The Apprentice, but 80,000 people apply.
Where do you apply? You go
online.
Right. BBC website?
At BBC website.
Right.
So like many TV shows, there's a long application form. They ask you about yourself, about your business idea, and then that's it.
Right.
If you do well, then you are selected for the first stage of auditions. Let's say. And during that first stage of auditions, there are 4 different stages. It's an incredibly long day.
Right.
One of the first things they do is they put you under pressure. They say,
really?
You have 20 seconds to tell us why you should be Lord Sugar's business partner.
Right. Is 20 seconds.
Go.
Who is that? Who's doing that?
Different producers.
Right.
Like
Producers.
And there are people, I remember when we went in, there were hundreds of us that day, all handing in our CVs. And my CV is just 1 page, bro. Because what's my experience? I used to run professionally, then I did delivery driving, now I speak.
People are handing pages in.
Oh, little books, dissertations.
Wow.
But in those 20 seconds, they couldn't really articulate all of their value. They'd be like,
that's smart, that.
Bro.
That's a tip there, guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
In 20 seconds, they couldn't articulate all of their value. They had more value than me, more experience than me. They couldn't articulate it. And they went, after 20 seconds, if you flop that bit, you go home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you go to the next stage, next stage, next stage. And there are 3 months of that kind of stuff where they put you under pressure.
So they keep inviting you to different places?
Keep inviting you to the same place.
Oh, where is it in London somewhere?
Somewhere in London.
Okay.
But I know they have auditions, I think up in Manny and in Birmingham as well.
Cool. Anyway, so you get in. When you get in, right, what is it? You get a phone call?
Yes, it's a Teams call. But whether you get in or not, you get it. Because last year I was a reserve and I got that call and they said no.
So when do you know if you're getting in or not?
So during that same call, they either tell you yes or no.
Then how long have you got before?
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
What, bro?
Yeah, man.
So what have you got shit going on? You got appointments?
Literally, bro. It's
Madness.
it's an investment in yourself. It's a risk that you're taking.
Everything.
Absolutely. And it's a risk because it can backfire. Like I would say, attention is a double-edged sword. Just because you got more eyeballs doesn't mean it's necessarily a good thing. It can ruin your credibility if it doesn't go well.
They can expose you, right?
Absolutely.
Of course. So do they pay you?
Not much.
Okay.
I think if you stick to all the rules, then they give you about 1,500 for the whole experience. But of course, during that time, you would have made more.
Lord Alan Sugar, you having a laugh, hey? Yo! No, I can't. Yeah, but okay. So yeah, whatever. But it's more of the experience so going into it, did you expect it to be sneaky a bit like people gonna shit stir the, because we all watched The Apprentice, right? Did you expect it to be a little bit like people are gonna throw you under the bus? Like, I'm in it for myself, I'm gonna fight did you feel like that, or did you start feeling like that in the series as you started? How was it?
I went into it with those expectations.
Oh, did you?
I did.
So you were ready?
Yeah, I watched the show. So I knew. So boardrooms, they're really long. They show 20 minutes of it, but they're about 6 hours. They're a really long day.
What?
Yes, brother.
So you're sat in that boardroom for 6 hours talking about what?
Some people are standing. If you're standing in that boardroom, it's a long day.
You were standing on one of
a lot of
few of them, yeah.
Long day, bro. So what happens is, initially, both teams are talking about the task, and we're both talking for about an hour. So that's maybe a couple of hours. And then the winning team goes off to do their treat. The losing team goes to the loser's cafe. And you're there for about an hour.
Yeah.
And then you have your lunch. And then if you're in the losers team and then you're in the bottom 3, then you stay for even longer. So you end up being there the whole day.
That's like a nightmare, isn't
it? It's actually a lot more physically
draining
than people think it is.
Yeah.
It is. So you can also see why by, episode 8, episode 9, people are making mistakes.
Yeah, because they're mentally not there, innit?
Checked out, man.
Yeah, they're checked out. Yeah. So that guy, what's his name? Janice. Do you think when he, I'm fucking leaving today, I'm handing my notice in. Do you think that was a little like a mark? Do you think he's like being a diva? Like it was a marketing strategy? It's
an interesting question. From my understanding,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, from my understanding, he was done. He had some kind of beef off camera with production, and he was like,
"Oh, really?
This process isn't for me." I don't know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But I remember him going into, because he was having some back and forth with production before the task.
Yeah.
Where he kind of wanted to leave before the task, and production's like, "No, stay."
Talked him in. Yeah.
Do it. So he was doing it, but I could kind of tell his behavior was a little bit different, and he was kind of checked out. So I believe whether we won or lost, he probably would have gone. And I don't know what happened, but behind the scenes, something did happen.
Yeah. All right. So there's some politics behind the scenes, right? I thought you pulled a marketing.
He's an intelligent guy, so I wouldn't put it past him, man.
Yeah. Okay. So when the losers team goes to Bridge Cafe, right, and then the winning team does whatever the reward, like where do you go? So from the boardroom, you go to home first, get changed, and that, I assume, right?
No. So you go to the boardroom with a change of clothes.
Really?
Because if you win, you're going to get changed and go to your treat.
Right. Do they have like showers and like a proper changing room there?
They do have changing rooms. Yes, they do.
Right.
In the studio.
Right. Got it.
So
is it in the BBC building or it's near there somewhere?
Yeah, it's near there.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
It's in like northwest London somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, you go in there and you have your change of clothes, and they do tell you, look, you may have a task where you have to wear long sleeve, or you might want to wear short sleeve. They kind of give you.
Yeah.
But we don't know if you're gonna win or not.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. So if you win, from the boardroom you go to your treat, wherever that treat is.
Yeah.
If you lose, you go to Bridge Cafe, which is about 15 minutes down the road.
Right. And is it that real cafe or is that made up cafe?
I think it's real, but it would always be closed when we got there.
Yeah.
But I'm saying because The Apprentice is only filmed once a year, right? So I'm thinking, but it's actually a calf.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe
anyone behind the counter.
not when we're there.
Yeah, okay.
But maybe they have an exclusive deal with him when the shows airs. Only the Apprentice team can use it.
Yeah.
But
but do you eat anything there?
No, we just have tea.
Right.
Yeah, we just have tea. But it doesn't look like a set. Like,
Right.
you know, some things it's like, oh, this is clearly a set.
Yeah.
But the Bridge Cafe looks like a calf.
So with you being on The Apprentice, is there certain things you're not allowed to say, part of your contract?
Yeah.
Right, okay. To preserve the show, right?
Precisely.
You know what, bro? That show's been there for a long time, you know. I remember when I was in prison, I used to watch it in prison.
Wow.
So, like, that was, like, over 10 years ago.
We're season 19. So it's been here for 19 years, at least. And we had COVID and stuff, so almost 20 years has been going on.
Yeah. What would you say, what's been your biggest lessons in there and what's been, like, to share something?
It's an interesting question. I don't actually feel like I learned anything new.
Right.
That's the truth. And a lot of people ask me, like, what did you learn?
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't learn anything new. It just reinforced things that I already knew.
Okay.
One of them being that what I do, speaking and communicating, is like the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because especially in that boardroom, Alan Sugar wasn't there during the task because Tim and Karen follow us. So all you can do there is express yourself, is explain what happened on task as best you can to try and save yourself. And also, you know, we're put under extreme pressure. There's lots of cameras on us and you're saying you have 2 minutes to prepare a pitch about a product that you made yesterday.
Yeah.
Monzo's in front of you, go. And again, if you haven't got that poise to speak and communicate well under pressure when you haven't prepared, that can all come crumbling down. So it basically just reinforced all the things that I already knew about that.
Yeah. What did it teach you about yourself, or did you learn anything physically? Did you mentally? Did you feel like you got tested a little bit?
Yeah, it was a big test. It was long days, and the main thing was the hardest part of the whole Apprentice experience was the house. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Because as an entrepreneur, I work with people that I like or that I've hired. On The Apprentice, I have to work with everyone.
Yeah.
And I did find that a little bit challenging. You know, there are different personalities and I'm not innately a confrontational person.
Yeah.
So then it's about how do we navigate this? Because I'm someone who is more so diffuses conflict. You know, if someone's being confrontational with me, I'm also the diffuser rather than matching them with the same energy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the most challenging bit, just managing.
In the hotel, like, in the house, everyone just.
Well, the house is actually okay, to be fair, because we're off task, but I like quiet.
Yeah, you want peace in it.
I like peace, bro. I like peace. So I have a busy day. Like my line of work is I'm in front of people, I'm speaking. Away from that, I hate attention. I don't want to speak.
Yeah.
I just want to play PlayStation or watch TV or just chat to my girl and leave it. But then obviously now I'm in an environment where we haven't got our phones, we haven't got our TVs, we haven't got the internet.
And you just had an argument in the boardroom.
Just had an argument in the boardroom. And then we're having dinner right next to each other.
Yeah, because it's just a bit awkward based on,
Naturally, bro.
Yeah.
Naturally. So not to say there was any beef in the house, like we're all friendly, but still I did find it quite difficult that I didn't have the ability to switch off fully.
Yeah. Especially if someone's thrown you under the bus and now you got to sit down and have Weetabix with them. Like you're a snake. You're probably feeling that, but you're probably not going to say it or whatever, innit?
Absolutely. And also, because the tasks were over a few days, you know, you'll know that if on day one you effed up, in your head you're thinking, damn, I need to recover for day two. And then you're not really sleeping much. Because you're like, damn, day two, I'm going to speak in front of the clients, but I know I messed these things up, so these are the things I'm going to try and do.
Yeah.
And then you know you had a bad task. Next day you got boardroom. You're like, okay, next day I got boardroom. So you're not sleeping much. You're not really recovering much.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I'm an athlete. I live on recovery and being able to get a good night's sleep and then coming back stronger. So as the weeks went on, it did get harder and harder and harder.
Yeah. Who were the worst, women or men? No, I'm not pointing anyone specific, just generally.
The worst at what?
Just the worst at like bringing bad energy to the whole place.
The girls had more beef than the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls are more spicy. Let's just say it that way.
Yeah.
They can take it whichever way they want.
Yeah. They're a bit more spicy,
Yeah. Fix up, man, you women. What's up with you?
No.
He's like, no, don't go there. I'm going there. Nah, let's reel ourselves back in.
Yeah.
But bro, look, like we've known each other for at least a year.
Yeah.
And like I got in touch with you when I wanted to prepare for a TEDx. And like I had a few coaches and you was one of them. And I remember I came to London a few times and we prepared. And, you know, I don't know, okay, at TEDx, but you gave me that confidence. And I knew that, you know, from the minute I got in touch with you, like public speaking is your jam, is your thing. And is that the reason you wanted, like, what I want to know is what was your business model that you wanted Lord Sugar to even invest in you? Like, what was it?
Absolutely. So that's it. I believe in greatness. What we do is we help people get really good at speaking and communicating.
Yeah.
Now that's really broad. So then in terms of how does it make business sense, I'll just give you a case study.
Yeah.
I recently worked with an organization. It's a construction company in Manchester.
Yeah.
Not too far from here. And they struggled with two things.
Yeah.
One was staff retention. So they found that a lot of their new staff would leave.
Yeah.
And the second thing they're struggling with is, as a construction company, they have to apply for tenders. Then they have to speak to the clients and convince them that they are the right construction company for their project.
Right.
And a lot of the times, these would fall through.
Yeah.
So I did a program for their leaders to be able to speak and communicate so that, one, they can diffuse any situation with their employees and retain them. Two, they can win more money. I was there 7 months ago and I spoke to the managing director 2 days ago. Since then, they've retained every single staff member and employed 25 new staff members, and they've won 20 million worth of tenders in 7 months.
Wow.
Unprecedented for that organization.
That's big, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, I bet you undercharged them as well.
Undercharged them.
Clearly, right?
Undercharged them.
So what did you want? Yeah, but what did you want Lord Sugar to do?
Yes. So the idea, if he was to invest in the business, would be to invest in our marketing efforts.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times to get into these rooms with decision makers, you'd have to pay to get into those rooms. And then also it would be to use his network to be able to leverage it. So we currently work with some organizations, but it'll just be about using that 250K strategically to get in certain rooms,
Yeah.
to advertise in certain places so that we can continue doing the work that we do.
Yeah, with leaders and in leadership position roles.
Precisely.
Got it. Okay. And obviously, since you didn't win and, you know, you got fired, yeah. What's it called? Where do you see this business now? Like, where are you at the minute? Like, what's happening?
So I feel like with or without the investment, we would have been okay.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And like I said, I went on there. A part of the reason was for the investment.
Yeah.
A part of it was to inspire people.
Yeah.
A part of it was for exposure.
Yep.
It was a little bit of everything. And
Yep.
that's the honest truth. So with the added exposure, since the show has started, we've worked with Shell Energy, NatWest Bank, King's College London, Brentford
sick.
Football Club.
Sick.
And that's in 7 weeks since the show started. So just that alone shows you the kind of the scope of the work that we're doing.
Yeah. So what's your plan? Just continue expanding? Are you still doing it with your partner as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've now set up in Milton Keynes as well, because this is more B2B in terms of the organizations.
Yeah.
But also we have a B2C offer for individuals where your organization might not pay for it, but you want that promotion and you need to work on your ability to speak.
Yeah.
So we run boot camps for these individuals.
Oh,
We've been
sick.
running them in London for a few years, and now we've also opened up in Milton Keynes. And yes, that's kind of like scaling, and we're looking to maybe one day have a franchise model where people can have these Believe in Greatness boot camps around the
country
world.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Amazing, man. And you know what, guys? He's good. Like, I'm telling you, I've been in business for like a very long time. And when I prepared for TEDx, I got in touch with a lot of people. And as soon as I spoke to him, like, I just clicked with him. So like what he's saying there, and like, you can probably do a like better explanation than me, but everybody needs public speaking at some point in their life. Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Like, even if it's not in board meetings or your managers, or like you're going to stand up and speak at your friend's engagement.
That's it.
Like, at some point, you're going to stand up and do something, right? And if you're afraid to speak, like, get that skill under your belt, because it's going to help you so much, right?
I think one of the most important things you just said is that skill. People assume it's a talent. So people assume some people are good at speaking, some people are not.
Yeah.
But nah, it's a skill. Just like driving, you
Yeah.
can get way better at driving. Of course, some people are naturally better drivers. You're not going to be Lewis Hamilton, but you can be a really good driver if you put time and energy into it.
Yeah.
Same with speaking. You might not be Barack Obama, but you can be one of the best speakers in your organization.
Yeah.
If you put in time and energy to work on it.
Yeah. Are you still doing them classes and them weekly classes in London? Are you guys still doing that?
Still doing them, and we're doing them at Milton Keynes as well now.
is that an additional one now?
Yeah, so it's the same as how we do it in London, but we're also doing it in Milton Keynes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh,
So
that's
we're scaling, and it's such an important thing because you will always be perceived at your level of communication.
Yeah.
So even if your technical knowledge is 9 out of 10,
Yeah.
you're the best lawyer, you're the best accountant, you're the best person technically,
Yeah.
but then you can't tell us.
Yeah.
We will never know.
Yeah.
So you can have all the information, get in front of the client, get in front of your boss, and then fumble your words, and then they'll think you're useless and you're not doing yourself justice. So it's imperative, whatever you do, if you want to be one of the best, you have to be able to speak, especially under pressure. And that's exactly what we help with.
Yeah. And you're working with obviously a few companies that you mentioned. Is there any other ones you're eyeing up which, you know, you want to reach out to? Or maybe, I don't know, you never know who's watching these podcasts, right?
Absolutely. I think at the moment we're niching down to higher education and construction because we're seeing that there is a solid need with it. With the construction, I just gave you that example. You know, they're always bidding for tenders. And also what's interesting about construction industry is that a lot of the people in the offices are just people that were just on site and then they were really good and now they're in the office.
Yeah, they definitely can't speak.
All due respect to my guys on the tools. But do you understand?
Yeah. Whistle.
That whistle.
Yeah.
But do you get it? Like the managing director told me, look, 95% of the people in the office, they were just teenagers who got into construction. And then after 10 years, they did really well. Now they're in the office. They didn't go to university. They don't know about speaking in the community. They don't have no confidence when speaking. All of a sudden, they're in front of clients trying to bid for £5 million projects. And it's like, whoa. And they're going to go for another organization.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe that my value in the construction industry especially is going to be impactful. So yeah, I'm looking to use the case study from this one. It's the first construction company I've worked with. Excellent results and replicate that.
Amazing, man. And I feel like there's plenty of construction companies in UK, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you want to see who probably the biggest few are.
Yeah, man. And there's buildings going up all the time, schools getting built.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know your story, right? And I feel like you should touch on that a little bit because your background is you was an athlete.
Absolutely.
Right? Why don't you share that with people, like a little bit, like, you know, where you was raised and then what happened and then you came here. Like I've heard it plenty of times and I never get bored of it. So, yeah.
I appreciate it. So I'm of Ghanaian heritage. Mum and dad from Ghana. And they were born in a village called Praso in the Ashanti region in Ghana, in what we would call extreme poverty. So my dad, he was just on a mission. He said, if I'm going to start a family, it will not be under these circumstances. So he literally did everything he could to get to Europe. Mum joined him eventually. And then I was born in Italy. So I was born in Italy in the mid-90s and we were the only black family in the area. I was the only black kid in my school. And
you were the only black Italiano.
Yes. And that's why, you know, for black Italians like me, people like Mario Balotelli were like a huge inspiration because he was the first African Italian.
Is he from there as well?
Yes, he's from Italy and he's from Ghana as well.
Wow.
And he was the first one of us to actually kind of go big and help us understand that, okay, like he literally represented all of us. Even though his behavior was a bit mad, we all love him. We all love Balotelli. We all love Balotelli. And we looked up to him so much. He made us believe that it can happen. So, grew up in Milan. And then the economy in Italy is different as well. So my dad lost his job and then it was just long getting another one. So his uncle worked in London. He came to London to work with his uncle. And then a few months later, we joined my dad. I was 11 years old. I didn't speak any English, bro. All of a sudden, I'm in South London, bro. I'm in Brixton. Mad. Total other end of the pendulum. I've gone from being the only black kid in my area to everyone around me being black. I was under the opinion that because of Brixton, I thought UK was more black than white. Because in my school, there's more black people. In my area, there's more black people. I was like, oh, UK is more black.
Yeah.
But obviously, I was wrong. and that was tough, being in Brixton.
Really?
Bro, the first 2 months, I got robbed twice, bro. First time I was walking home from school, someone approached me with a knife. Said, "Yeah, give me your phone." Bro, I'd only ever seen that shit in movies. I was 12 years old, bro.
Right.
Only ever saw that stuff in movies. Gave him my phone. A couple months later, Elephant and Castle, similar. And then after that, I was like, nah, I'm going to make it a mission for this never to happen again. And then that totally corrupted me and affected my behaviors.
Yeah.
Because I started to hang around with people and doing stuff that would, you know, protect me in case that would happen again. But that came with its own situations. And now I've gone from being this super innocent kid to being in this environment where, you know, people around me are getting into trouble. I'm getting into trouble. But the truth is I knew that wasn't me. But I just thought this is just the way it is. Especially because I remember when I got robbed twice, I tried to get the police involved. I tried to get help.
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything, bro. They didn't help me. So I just thought, okay, I've asked for help twice. This is not happening a third time. So then I went down a bit of a slippery slope. But luckily, I found athletics. So my PE teacher forced me to start athletics. And it was a blessing. Because when we first moved here, bro, it was me, my sister, mum and dad. We lived in a 3-bedroom flat in Brixton. But we lived in 1 bedroom of those 3 bedrooms. And there was different families in the different bedrooms. So literally, our bedroom was our front room, our bedroom, our living room, TV, single bed. Me and my sister were on a mattress on the floor. So through athletics, I found a vehicle that I was like, cool, I can help my family. That was my only thing. I'm going to help my family. And it was great because even though it took me a long time to start making money from athletics kept me disciplined. It took me away from the streets. It taught me about delayed gratification. It taught me a lot about life, about skill acquisition. These are things I use now in business, but I learned in athletics. And then, yeah, bro, I got COVID in 2020. And then my performances were not the same. I started to struggle. My sponsor dropped me. My team in Italy stopped paying me. And that's when I got a job as a delivery driver. As a delivery driver, I hated it so much. I just felt worthless. I felt embarrassed. That's the truth. When I was doing a delivery gig. And I went from supermarket to supermarket. I started at Sainsbury's, went to Iceland, went to Waitrose.
Why did you feel embarrassed?
It's a great question. I felt embarrassed because when I was an athlete, I was putting on this facade that I'm the man. I got the latest Mercedes. And then the fall from grace is I've still got athlete expenses because I'm financing this Mercedes. How am I going to pay for it? I'm going to have to work at Sainsbury's. And I would be driving the delivery van around South London hoping no one would see me.
So your ego got like bruised, yeah? Battered.
Biggest bruise, bro.
Sometimes we need these lessons in life, innit?
I needed it. Because until that point, I was just putting on a facade, bro. I was just putting on an act. And, the delivery gig is one of the many things. I was doing Deliveroo. I was doing some security shifts.
This was like not long ago.
2020, bro. 2021.
So like literally like
4 years ago, man.
Yeah.
4 years ago. And then I just decided, I got into personal development.
Did they pay you well, by the way?
Sainsbury's.
No, Deliveroo.
Nah, bro.
Yo, I'm seeing these like Uber Eats drivers now, Deliveroo drivers. They roll up they don't even have cars, so they roll up on bikes. Yeah. Like fast. I'm thinking, you must be making some good money, but I don't know.
Nah. Yeah. You get paid a maximum. It depends how much you work. You get paid about £5 to £6 per delivery.
Right.
And then I'll do maybe 3 deliveries an hour. Yeah. You get it?
Yeah.
And then it's just a night shift.
And if it's cold, it's cold. Bro.
And I'll do like 4 hours.
In your Mercedes.
Bro, I would rock up the...
You're not making nothing.
You understand?
Yeah.
The fuel...
You're losing money.
I'm losing money, bro.
Yeah.
Because I'll make literally... the money I'll make will be my petrol money, bro. I'll make maybe £50-60 a night. Yeah. And I'll just put that in my petrol.
Did you ever... I shouldn't say this. But did you ever... Did you ever not deliver someone's food and have their food?
No comment.
I'm not making any money anyway. I might as well eat someone's food.
No comment.
Oh my days. Bro, I hope it wasn't my delivery.
But it's good to tell the story, bro.
Yeah, no, these stories are magical. Everything's about stories.
Because there's someone right now doing the Deliveroo, doing the security, doing the delivery driving. Yeah. And they're embarrassed. They don't want to be there. And just understand that I got out of that, man. It took me 4 years. Yeah. Or less than that. Obviously, I'm on the TV now. But it took me a few years to just...
See how you dropped that? I'm on TV now.
But even... Because people recognize me from TV. But Ibby will know, even before TV, I was trying to...
Yeah.
But like, it requires a certain willpower. Yeah. But it can be done.
100%. And you're absolutely right. Someone watching this now, delivery driver, someone that you got a perfect example here that's just, come out of it. Now he's on Apprentice, right? It's a big thing. The Apprentice, who used to do it in America, Donald Trump, right? Yeah, big. So I want you to share the story about how you got into the public speaking, I remember the opportunities you got, and you procrastinated, and that story I want to hear, bro. Cool. And bro, people want to hear that one.
Cool.
Because everyone's going through that right now.
So I was in the delivery van.
Yeah.
And I thought, I want to get out of here.
Yeah.
I needed to work on my ability to speak to people. Okay, that was the truth. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of people will be listening to this saying, I know I'm shy, I'm introverted, but they just accept it. That I'll just be like this for the rest of my life. No, you can get better. So I got an opportunity, bro. A school emailed me saying, we're looking for a sports person to come to our school to speak. And I was
How
like,
did that come about though? You were delivering.
because obviously I was an athlete before. I was a
Got it,
delivery driver,
athlete, yeah.
right? So, like, what are the odds that a school wants me to speak at their school? Like, it was just perfect, bro.
Yeah.
They even offered to pay me.
Yeah.
I said no. Because I said, what value do I have to add to these students?
Yeah.
I need to speak for an hour. I can't do it. And I chickened out of it last minute. I actually agreed to do it.
You agreed to it, and then
I agreed to do it, bro. And then the morning of the thing, I sent the school an email saying, I've got the flu.
yeah, because it was like you just shit yourself. You thought, I'm not going there.
Too scared.
Yeah.
I was too scared. And I haven't shared this on I don't think any podcast. Like, you know, because we've spoken, but I haven't shared it on any podcast.
Yeah.
The morning of, I said to the school, sorry, I can't make it.
Yeah,
And
hear what he's saying here. So he's agreed to do it.
Yes.
But then from the period of the date that he was supposed, the morning off, he sent them an email or whatever it was, however it was, and said, I'm not coming. Because of, what was it? You just let your mind take over?
Bro, I just thought, me standing in front of 180 teenagers,
Yeah.
talking for an hour, no way. You're going to freeze. And for context, I had an anxiety attack before, like a panic attack.
Yeah.
And I was going to church, and it's one of those churches where the entrance is near where the pastor's preaching. So everyone can see you enter.
Yeah.
And there's about 200 church members, and I was late.
Yeah.
And I just said to myself, if I go in, everyone's going to see me. Bro, the church was 3 hours. I stood outside until the end, bro. I froze. Like, I wanted to go in, but I couldn't go in. I just panicked. And I just thought to myself, I'm just going to wait here till church ends. And I went home, pretended I went to church. And the same thing happened with the school. I just froze. I just said, I can't go. And I sent them an email. And even just sending them that email, I was scared. I was like, what are they going to say?
Yeah.
And it said, sorry, guys, I got the flu. And I just threw my phone to the side.
Oh, my days.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is the most important lesson that I want everyone to take away right now, is from when you sent that email to when then you did eventually go to school. How long was that period? Like, you didn't get any opportunity, or, you know, whatever happened, or, you know, things got...
It's like 18 months.
That's big. Like, that is so... Like, a lot of you right now are sitting with ideas and you're procrastinating and you're thinking, like, oh, I need to do that. But then 18 months... And in some PA, I know, because I speak to a lot of people that want to open restaurants, right? And I do that now. I help, coach them to open restaurants. And the first question I ask them is, and I ask them out of curiosity, how long have you been sat with this idea? And bro, I'm hearing 5 years, 6 years. These are normal things.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
So, like, and this is where, so what would you say to someone who's watching this right now and he or she is probably in the same position where they know they need to do something, but it's something that's stopping them, right? What do they need to do to get to a place where they basically do the thing that they're supposed to do?
They need to change their relationship with failure.
How do they do that?
What I did is I started seeing failure as a lesson. And I started to understand that if I fail, it doesn't mean I am a failure. Initially, I thought, if I fail, I have failed. And then I started to gamify life. And I thought, if I was to play Mario and I lose the level, what do? I figure out, oh, the mushroom was there and the mushroom ate me up. So next time I need to go left. And then next time I go left and then I beat the level. And the next day was a bit harder and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I need to apply this in real life. And the funniest story is, bro, I was actually playing GTA. I was at home playing GTA. And I think I had like an all-nighter because I had these businesses on GTA that I'm running. I wanted to make money. And I remember that morning I woke up and I got like 2 hours sleep.
I know you're talking about games.
A game, yeah.
Even though I don't play games, I'm only like, I know,
I was playing a PlayStation game where you can make money.
Yeah.
Bro, and then I had 2 hours sleep. I woke up that morning and I said, why am I putting so much energy into a game? If I was to put that into my real life, things will change. So often, it's not that people don't know what they do. people don't do what they know.
Mm.
Because I knew what I needed to do, bro. Like on GTA, I know, okay, if I do this, I get this. And then on GTA, I'm not scared of spending that money to increase my business so I can have a bigger return on investment. But in real life, I don't do it. So it's not that I didn't know what to do. I just didn't do what I knew. So a lot of people sat there right now, they know what they need to do. And if only people took their own advice, they would be successful. Because if a friend came up to them right now with a similar problem, they would give them some solid advice.
Yeah.
And I see it all the time. So to answer your question, changing your relationship with failure is understanding if you try something and fail, you are not a failure. And actually, that is the only way that you learn.
Yeah.
So just divorce yourself from that ego of if I fail. And then another thing that's closely tied to the fear of judgment, because you're scared that if you fail, everyone else is going to see it and is going to call you a failure. A lot of the times, if you failed and no one knew, you'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
But because you think everyone else is going to judge you now, you're struggling with that. So yeah, there's a few things there, man.
Yeah. Environment as well, right?
Totally.
Bro, get in environments, man. Get around people who are going to speak like how we're talking, right?
Game changing. Because then you speak to Ibby and you see he's successful and he'll told you, oh yeah, no, I failed like loads of times. And you're like, oh really?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. Like I opened 3 restaurants and they failed. And then my 4th one was
Yeah.
successful. And you're like,
Yes.
okay. And then these people that are ahead of you will encourage you and will tell you, okay. And I think that's the biggest life hack, to find someone that has already done what you want to do
Yeah.
and ask them how they did it.
Yeah. 100%. These are powerful things. And the thing is, like, people need to hear this. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's go back to Apprentice. What was your favorite episode, the activity to do? What would you say? Or do you not like any of them?
My favorite episode was Turkey episode.
Okay.
Now, that is for a couple of different reasons. I did the negotiation.
Yeah.
Which I got a pretty high price on. Of course, we got refunds. So, but I enjoyed that bit of the negotiation. And even though I got quite a bit of stick from that from Lord Sugar in the boardroom, I still stand by that. I kind of broke down the pricing.
Yeah.
And, it's called price anchoring. It's a sales strategy that entrepreneurs use all the time.
Yeah.
If you're to do this by itself, it'll cost that. This by itself will cost that. This by itself will cost that. But don't worry, it's not going to cost you this, because today I can give it to you for that.
Yeah.
Price anchoring, right? So I did that. And then also I got the opportunity to do the team building activity, which I did a few public speaking games, and obviously I did an eye contact exercise, which again got a little bit of stick online.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed Turkey because I got to do quite a lot. I got to demonstrate my skills. So even though we lost, I felt like it was a strong task for me.
Who do you think is going to win?
I don't think the person that people think is going to win will win.
Yeah. Do you think it's that girl that she's going to win? I forgot her name.
Mia.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks Mia's going to win.
You know, I do think she's smart.
I think she'll go far. I think she'll go far. But she might win. Look, she might win.
I think I think I like her eyes more than that.
Yeah, Mia smashed it so far.
Yeah.
I do tend to see through previous seasons that the winner usually has to overcome a bit of adversity.
Yeah.
So
Still a long way to go.
It's still a long way to go.
Yeah. Still a long way to go. Interesting. From the ones that have been out, are you in touch with any of them? Are you friends with any of them? Or
Absolutely. I think the people that I'm closest with are Liam. I'd say he's still on it actually. But yeah, we're still cool with a number of members,
Yeah, it's just a good network, isn't it?
Absolutely. And also, we all know how tough it is. And our loved ones don't really understand, right? Like, we actually woke up at 3 a.m. We actually did 18 hours of filming, eating a prep baguette at 12. We all went through it together. So we have this weird kind of trauma bond with
Yeah.
with the
Like, people don't understand this. You're not allowed your phones, are you?
I allowed your phones, bro.
Are you allowed to ring your family like
Once a week
Once a week
for 10 minutes.
Like in prison, we used to get every day. So wow.
So you are
for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes.
On what, your phone or?
Of course not. You don't have your phone ever. So you go in, you hand in your phone, and you get it when you get fired.
So how do you speak to them? Like on their phone, they give you a phone?
Precisely. There's some producers that stay in the house, like the well-being team.
Yeah.
And yeah, once a week they coordinate it.
Wow.
And yeah, you just get a quick phone call. And of course, then you have to decide, do I call my business partner? Do I call my mom? Do I call my girl? Yeah. It's tough physically and mentally. That is the truth. That's what we don't see on television.
So you're saying some days was 18-hour filming. So was your sleep pattern all over the place?
There was no sleeping pattern because also we haven't got the time ever. Some of the filming was done. It was coming towards kind of spring, summertime. So literally we'd be chilling and then one of the producers would say, if I were you, I'd go to sleep. And we're like, really?
You know something's happening then.
So we know next morning we're going to have an early start. And also it might be 8 p.m. for all we know, but we don't know. The sun's out, skies are blue.
So how long notice do they give you before you need to get ready and...
Well, you just wake up, you're like, you have 20 minutes.
So you get a shower and everything, like
20 minutes. So a lot of us would shower night before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A lot of people shower night before. We'd iron our clothes night before. You get woken up and then you have 20 minutes. And you actually have 20 minutes. It's peak. It's peak, bro.
I couldn't do that.
It's peak, bro. And I don't even know how long I'm sleeping for. But like I even said to you, I can't even sleep. Like, you know, when you're in the middle of some serious business and it's all running through your mind and you can't really sleep until this deal is done, you know, you can relax. You can't relax, bro, because you're thinking about tomorrow. You're finished, bro. That process, if you're not strong-minded, don't go on The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Don't go on The Apprentice.
Yeah. Who had poor hygiene?
Who had poor hygiene? So I was in a room.
Bro, name someone, man.
I was in a room with Dean, Keir, and Johnny. Keir and Johnny were messy, man.
Yeah.
In all fairness to them, there was limited storage space, but still, me and Dean had our little corner.
Yeah.
Keir and Johnny were messy. Sorry, boys.
Yeah. Fix up, man. You know, bro, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking like, you know, because I know how people are, right? Not everyone's on top of their hygiene and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking, imagine like you have to wake up and then you got 20 minutes to get in a car with people, like you probably half of them that you're in competition with. And then you got to hear them in the morning. And then if you're someone who likes peace, bro, and then if you smell someone's breath and he's off, bro, I swear they're getting that. You know what I mean?
But bro, and that's all part of the challenge of The Apprentice. It's not like, that's why I say that the tasks were actually okay. I'll be honest.
It's the other things, isn't it?
The other things made it harder, bro. Task is fine. I go there, do a pitch to Waitrose, is fine.
Yeah. It's the other things that
Other things,
drain
like,
you.
I'm tired. I'm hungry. I haven't slept. I ain't spoken to my mum. I ain't spoken to my girl. Like, I haven't got a trim. I'm like trying to tell the BBC, yo, I need a haircut before the next episode.
Oh, so how does that work?
So they organize it for us, but I had to be quite pushy because, you know, there's Jordan, who's, you know, half Nigerian, half Irish, and then, you know, I was a black candidate, and, you know, my hair texture is different to my white counterpart, so they might be able to go a month, 2 months without getting a haircut because they can style their hair a certain way.
Right,
bro. 2 weeks, my trim is, I need a refresh. So
you've got that stress going on.
I'm like, yo, the task is in 2 days. I need to get a haircut, guys.
I'm thinking, you haircut? Get the fuck, do this shit. Oh
so,
my days.
Yeah. It's a pressure cooker.
Yeah, I can imagine. What about the girls? They probably want hairdressers, right?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
Actually, they can do their hair. It's fine.
Yeah, but again, I know that some of the girls were putting their foot down and were like, look, my hair needs to be done a certain way. It needs to be done by this person.
Like, shut up, man.
Get me a taxi and let me go and do my hair before the next episode.
Oh, okay.
So, like, some would put their foot down, which was necessary, especially when you're an ethnic minority in the UK.
Right.
Sometimes you need to put your foot down in order to be able, because people might not understand, right? Like, you know, example, if you're a black lady and you're wearing a wig,
right,
you're going to need a hairstylist to sort out the wig for you every certain amount of weeks so that it's still laid. But a white male producer might not understand that.
No.
So you have to put your foot down and say, look, I need to get this done.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
For example.
Yeah, he's just educating a minute.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
Can you order Uber Eats and stuff like that?
No. Nah, I think they did it a couple times. They ordered pizza and stuff.
No, you obviously you haven't got a phone.
Yeah, we got a phone. Yeah, we can't do it. We have to ask them if they can do it for us.
Right, and then they sometimes here and there.
Sometimes. But the fridge was always full.
Of what though?
There's food. There's better food. There's like chicken, beef.
Oh, so you can
salmon.
cook basically.
You can. The only thing is, you've left the house at 4.
Who wants to flip and cook, right?
You've come back at 8:30. You're drained. The last thing you want to do is cook.
Mia can cook, innit?
She used to cook. She was the house cook.
Was she?
She was the house chef. So if it wasn't for me,
get all the women in there.
She was the house chef. So, but
bro, I'm gonna get you in trouble. Huh? Like, this guy.
But yeah, what I would do is after task if someone didn't do a bulk meal,
Yeah.
I'll just fry 2 eggs, drink some water, and go.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Interesting, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, bro, listen, talk to me, man. Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything you want to share? Like, how do people even reach out to you?
Absolutely.
Message you? You know, you are a public speaking coach. You're a public speaking expert. Is that your thing now? Is that what you're going to do now?
Precisely. And that's
Okay.
what I've been doing. And my niche
Yeah.
is that I help people speak and communicate well under pressure.
Right.
Under pressure.
I like that, you know.
Because that's when it counts the most.
Yeah.
Under pressure. There are other coaches that teach you how to speak and communicate.
Yeah.
I help you do so under pressure. When the stakes are high, when you have 5 minutes to impress your client, when your mind has gone blank, how are you going to act then? And that's exactly what I help people with. And like I said, I think it is like one of the most important skills.
100%.
They don't teach it in school. People just assume that you'd be good at it, but you can improve at it.
Yeah. Would you say that you would welcome anyone that wants help?
It's a great question.
With B2C?
I'd say no, B2C. I think the thing that you should do is consume our content. So we're a big public speaking. We're on social media. Consume the content, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
Come to the free or £10 masterclasses that are in London and Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
And then from
they're
there...
free, right?
They're free. So in Milton Keynes, they're free. In London, they're £10.
Right, yeah.
No, they're a tenner. So and I think that's a good starting point.
Oh, you put the prices up now?
Yes, in London, they're a tenner.
Has it worked out good?
It has worked out good because now the people that come, we attract a better crowd.
Yeah, you've filtered all the riffraff in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fortunately, in Milton Keynes, it's free and we're still getting a good audience coming.
Yeah.
But in London, we were just getting anyone and everyone.
Got it. Okay.
So that's £10. And I think if you're a person that wants to improve in your public speaking, come to the class. It's £10 if you're in London. It's free if you're in Milton Keynes or in the Midlands area, and see what that's all about. From that, we'll give you an opportunity to join our boot camps, and you can potentially do that. But as a starting point, I would say to do that.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna more talk about the business side of it now. So, and by the way, guys, you know the masterclasses, the events that they do weekly. Was it twice a week you do now? Or
Twice a week.
Twice a week. They are fucking great. Like I'm telling you now, what you learn up there is almost better than like a lot of people's paid stuff.
Agreed.
I promise you, like you can take so much from that and just like go and apply it. So like just go to them. So you got your. I'm interested in this because this is also a business channel. You got your free masterclass. Then it's boot camp. What's the boot camp? How long is it for?
The boot camp is over 2 days, and it's so funny because a lot of the time people say 2 days. I'm 45 years old. You're telling me in 2 days you can change the way I speak.
Yeah.
And I say I do it every single month. I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
We also have a money back guarantee where if you don't improve, you get your money back.
Yeah.
And it's never happened to us
since
we started the organization. So the masterclass is 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's free or £10. The boot camp is over 2 days and it's intense and you learn a lot. You go through a transformational process. And then after that, how we get a lot of our B2B business is then we encourage people to tell their workplace about it. And I say, look, you've improved a lot.
Yeah.
If you can get your workplace to engage with us, I will refund you the whole boot camp. And then we have advocates in Shell, in NatWest.
That's a smart business model.
Yeah.
Right. So free to boot camp, which is once a month over 2 days. What's the prices roughly? Like
700.
Around that price. But they're getting 2 full days of you and your partner, full coaches. And then from there, you get into B&B. And also you have the offer of if someone wants one-on-one private with you.
Absolutely.
You've got that offer as well.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, some of you might not want to do it in a crowd. And you might think, oh, no, you know what? I like Fred. I want to work with him privately. And that's what I done, by the way. So I just basically, me and him done like 6-7 sessions together. Private, just me and him.
Absolutely.
And some of you might not be comfortable with around other people, then you've got that option. Now, yes, you're going to pay more a little bit, but of course, you're going to get his flipping one-to-one service.
One-to-one. And important to understand, when it's one-to-one and it's online, I would still give you opportunities to speak in person.
Yeah.
Because I want you to apply what you've learned online in person. And that's exactly why.
You do that with me as well.
That's why you were coming down to London, because we do the sessions online and you come to London, deliver a speech.
Yeah. And I done it like in front of like, what was it, 20, 30 people.
Precisely.
And it just gets that nerve bit out of you.
Precisely.
How many times did I do it? I done it like till I wanted to. Like he literally said, look, till you feel comfortable. And I done like 3, I think. 3. And I was cool with that. Yeah. 3 or 4, something like that.
Absolutely. And because people have confidence misunderstood. People think that confidence is the lack of nerves. But I have to say that confidence is being able to do something in spite of being nervous.
That's a bar.
Because not wanting to be nervous is like not wanting to be hungry or tired.
Yeah.
As a human, you're going to have this biological experience called nerves. What happens then? We can't eradicate nerves, but we can learn how to manage them.
Yeah. On that note, bro, is there anything last you want to share? Tell people like what you want to share, how they can reach out to you, and we'll close this off.
Absolutely. Beyond all this, I'm a speaker. I'm a keynote speaker. If you have an event, a conference, an organization you'd like me to speak at, please do get in touch. Just type in Frederick Afrifa, reach out to me anywhere you can. Instagram, LinkedIn, my website. If you just Google my name, you'll find everything there. If you're an individual that wants to take their career to the next level or your business to the next level, you're going to work on a skill, do the exact same thing. And if you want to work with your teams, if you want your organization to go to another level and you want to invest in your employees, just reach out to me and I'm the guy for you.
Yeah. And like as this podcast is going on, his name will appear every like 5 minutes anyway. So you know how to get in touch with him. But bro, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you,
You've been
man.
great. I think we've had a laugh.
I think it's been good.
This has been good, innit?
It's been good.
Yeah. I hope you guys have took something away. And I hope you really enjoyed this podcast. Maybe tell me in the comments one thing that you took away. And I'll see you on the next episode.
See you later.
Yes.